of them total. Sorry, 5 of them total with a $6,000 prize pool for each of them. So
Now,
this is either 2 or 3.
we talked about the third place match that has been going on while we've been casting the finals. The score is 1-1, and you might imagine, why is it 1-1 when we just finished the finals? Because our other 2 players who advanced to the final 4 here are more honest players. They're playing
Villains.
slower decks and control decks, and decks that don't rely on drawing the nuts and winning on turn 5 and making your opponent's soul, miserable.
Otherwise known as the villains of Hearthstone. Taking away the fun, playing the unfun cards like Sludge Belcher and
Sludge Belcher aggro. Okay,
and Shield Maiden. We actually are going to jump into that third place match, I think, in just a sec.
They're at 1-1. We'll have a look at the classes probably a little bit intermittently. But from what I remember, it's the rogue player versus Teray, who's trying to play a very, very heavy control warrior.
Yeah.
Right?
Brady did have a Zoo Warlock, so that's one deck that he was playing that wasn't control. But yeah, we talked about earlier. Brady practiced with Chess Dude, one of the players who took top 4 in the America's Championship, and probably got a lot of his rogue practice in with that player, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
All right, there's the decks.
Oh, we see them. Okay, so Teray's controller actually has secured a win already. I don't believe we've seen Brady's warrior at all. I think his rogue and warlock tanked. Did we see the warrior? Am I mistaken on that? I believe we did not.
We did not see Brady's warrior.
Okay. So it could be a little bit of something. You guessed Grim Patron warrior. I think we've seen more control in the last few weeks, but prior to that was a nice array of Grim Patron warrior players. So wouldn't be too much of a surprise to see that.
Yeah. I just don't know what Brady plays. I don't think I've played against him much on the ladder. I do interact with him a little bit in Twitch chat, but you don't really get an idea of what kind of decks people play by interacting with them in Twitch chat. Most of the time. Sometimes you do, depending on what emotes they use.
So how does it look here? So we know that Teray's playing a fairly regular Druid deck. He's playing that Super Combo Wombo Warlock. Probably excited to see that new Doom card put in his deck. talk about all that to his friends. It's like, hey
it's
guys,
like Twisting Nether that
I
gets
just made it
closer to fatigue.
Well, I think in that deck it's actually pretty good because all you're really trying to do is clear the board and draw to your combo. It does both of those things. Well, I think the card is completely useless in every other deck, but I think it's actually pretty good in that one.
I'm going to build a deck around it.
I mean, that is the one deck where if you've hit fatigue, you've lost because you should have won before you hit fatigue, unless like your Arcane Golem is your last card, right?
I'm going to build the deck around making sure that I have a full board and an empty hand on turn 10. A full board of Death Rattles and an empty hand on turn 10. You just watch. It'll be called TJ Warlock. Look out for it, Crip. It'll be or just be called Doom Warlock.
I think that Warlock deck will actually do very well against the Rogue, but I think it will do amazingly badly against whatever kind of warrior that might be. Unless it's like Face Warrior and draws badly, but who are we kidding?
Yeah. Well, we just...
Check mark.
Yeah. The game is going on behind the scenes. So Game 4 just ended. So we were just waiting for Game 4 to end, and I believe now we're going to jump into Game 5. So we will see Brady's warrior.
That's really bad news for Teray, because Teray, while Druid's probably going to get a good matchup against Warrior regardless of what it is, this Warlock is going to get a terrible matchup regardless of what it is.
All right. Well, I was wrong. Unless this is a patron that's heavily teched towards control cards. Looks like it is going to be a control warrior. And, oh yeah, the old doozy of a matchup. Control warrior versus... Wait.
Elise Reno combo lock.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll call it Explorer lock.
Explorer. Well, there's one card that makes this matchup... I guess there's two cards that can make this matchup pretty decent.
Look at that horrendous warrior hand.
You have weapons at least.
Yeah, but there's like no case where you can actually brawl anything against this deck.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of times you have to brawl for like a 50-50. Like a brawl is a single target removal in that case.
And Emperor, that's a big deal. Not too many combo cards, but he's got a few.
Yeah. The cards that make a difference in this matchup are probably going to be Elise and Jiraxis if he runs it. A lot of times the Warrior just can armor up out of range of your combo, like forever.
Well, Warrior tends to lose to the Jiraxis play, but in all of the recent combo Reno locks that I've seen, they've chosen to run Alistraza over Jiraxis, as it can be used as a heal, but it also can be used against the more defensive decks on the turn before the combo is active.
But also, in all the combo Warlock decks that I've seen, they don't run Elise.
Good point.
So I have no idea what Teray has got in store for us, because this deck is wacky.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the artifact?
All right, Elise is fired up, and Brady's eyebrows are much higher at the top of his head than they were before this play.
Yes, they are. He's at full attention here. Well, cycling's good because, as you mentioned, his hand is pretty bad. Death Lord can be pretty good in this matchup because, especially with control-oriented matchups, you can pull out things that they don't want to have pulled out. Like Reno Jackson.
It's gonna be like Faceless, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, there's so many things that ruin the combo. You know, if you pull out Arcane Golem, you know, even if you pull out Emperor Thorsan, it makes it just weaker. Well, actually, no. If you pull out Emperor Thorsan and are able to deal with it, and yeah, Faceless is actually probably the biggest. But he's got a lot of pieces. Look at all. He's got so much of the combo in his hand right now. What's it gonna be?
And it's gone.
See ya.
Rip and peace combo.
Crypt Reaper's calling things all over the place today. You're like, well, unless he rips a Leroy off the top, it's not lethal.
Well, I just have I have that thing that chat does all the time. It's when you think you're fine and chat just spams that one card that like brutally wrecks you. I just like to play that game when I'm casting. And for some ridiculous reason, it seems that I just have some level of clairvoyancy when I just act upon this path.
Yeah. I will tend to agree with that after your performance today. Well, now Teray's win condition is...
Fill the board.
It's like... His old win condition was neutered, so now he's got to find a new win condition. Elise, I think, is the game plan now, but in a Elise versus Elise matchup, the Warrior's going to win, just because they have so much more life to work with.
Yeah.
You can get crazy legendaries, but still. He does have a lot of really, powerful, like, mid-game creatures here. So, if he is able to keep the armor count low, his combo will still do a decent amount of damage.
Especially because he's got the faces. But no, probably not, now that I think about it. He's playing Reno variety, so he's only got one power overwhelm. The fact that Faceless is gone just ruins it.
It's 10 damage.
Yeah.
He's got 10 damage burst. He could also Hellfire. Like, he could save Hellfire for that combination. So, like, the maximum would be 13 damage from hand, which is actually really weak.
Yeah, it's 14 or go home. Druids have nailed the number.
Yes, they have. What's funny, the combo they did earlier were Double Force of Nature, Innervate Keeper. It's also 14.
Yeah, it does look like the combo Warlock needed to get lucky and obviously did not.
Yeah, he could have chosen to just ignore the Death Lord for at least a couple more turns, try and hedge his bets against it. But, that was like the only card that was still in his deck that punished him heavily.
Yep. You can't ignore this brawl, though. Who's the winner? I'm guessing the Shield Bearer. It's always the weak guys that... Oh, no, never mind. More or less.
Yeah.
Okay, there's Reno. You can heal back to 30 after tapping if you want.
Yes, you could. Top level plays. Well, he does have the map to the golden monkey, but if it like all the cards in his hand are like impactful. Like, do you even want legendaries? Do you even want to get the chance to get rid of your burst and put like a Lorewalker Cho and a Nat Pagle in your hand?
Yeah, I think so. Just because all of these cards, as impactful as they may be, there's just no way you can win off of them anymore.
I'm curious to see what the rest of the deck holds. If he has like a backup win condition, but I just don't think he does. I think Elise is sort of that secondary, because usually as Arena War, like you have the secondary condition.
Yeah.
Like either you play the Draxus, or you play like along with the combo, or you play like both pieces, which is something that I know Nostin played around with for a bit, where he played combo and Fugit and Stalag, which was a terrible deck. But we'll see.
Well, BGH gets value here. I'm surprised it hasn't been played already. I guess he's fearing the wrath of the Boombot.
You can also play the Death Lord to sort of protect it, but I don't know if it's the BGH that he's thinking about. I think it's just like the rest of the mana. Because you don't want to give even if you know that you're going to make a play like 100%, you still want to think through the rest of your play first before you make it, just to not give your opponent any additional information on your hand.
The Death Lord might also be used after you see the map play, because it has a decent chance to counter the monkey. There's actually not that many minions in the stack relative to other decks. Which would be hilarious once again, and Teray would be very unhappy once again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's thinking about Burning Power Overwhelm. I mean, I can get behind that. It's not like you're going to win off of that burst. Whoa, that's not bad.
Yeah. This matchup's still going to go on for a long time. Mm-hmm. And this Dominion-focused deck could end up, putting Brady into a situation where he might get killed by combo, but it's no combo. Combo is 6 damage now. Combo, quote unquote.
Well, he does use 2 cards from no board to deal an additional amount of damage.
So it is multiple cards.
Yeah.
It is still a combination.
Yep.
I mean, think of this combo, Crip. Put a 4/6 on the board, heal to full, and deal 6 damage to your opponent. That's an insane combo, in a nutshell. Like,
look at that! Full respect for the Death Lord. He knows what's coming.
Well, also, it's not full respect for the Death Lord, but it's forcing Brady in an awkward situation because he hasn't played Justicar or Elise, which are 2 huge cards in this matchup.
Well,
but he does have both of them in his hand. But that's a really smart play, just because Death Lord is such a liability to kill as a Control Warrior player if you haven't drawn or played Justicar or Elise. Because if those 2 things get pulled out, your win conditions sort of get cut in half. So now he's safe to do that. Because he knows that the worst thing that can come out of his deck is like... I mean, Shieldman probably is the worst. Just because it's a battle cry. But pretty much everything's a battle cry at this point.
Yeah. He goes for the Twisting Nether. I think his card count is getting pretty low. This is when you question whether you want to tap or not. But at the same time, if he doesn't apply the pressure and draw his monkey, he's just not going to win. So it's a very difficult game to play.
I don't think he's ever going to even get in there for the 6. He's just going to save those for legendaries. And there's the Elise. And I think Teray's hopes are starting to slip a little bit. Oh! The combo's now 8 damage, Crip!
Whoa.
Yeah. Alright. Well, what can he do here? He can play Defender of Argus with the Brand to make a big board, but at this point, using that many cards is...
He can make a giant Arcane Golem if he wants. He can Brand Arcane Golem Argus. And then Abusive for funsies.
Hmm.
Definitely wouldn't recommend that.
He needs to taunt him something here, because at this stage you sort of expect the Grom, and with Grom that'd be 20 damage. So yeah, he is going to have to find a way to block something, and Siphon Soul looks like what he wants to go with here. He could Owl now. He could Owl. I was thinking
stops another point of damage.
Yeah.
It does not look like lethal.
Not quite. He goes face though, and that sort of gives Teray, in every other situation has a control warrior trade, but that sort of gives Teray the info that he does have Grom. Because you wouldn't go face there unless you did have it.
Mm-hmm.
But you sort of expect it, and you can tell by his play last turn that he expected it. So
I think I like Bran Abusive on the Owl trade, and then Argus up Bran and the Abusive. That puts Bran on 6 health, the Abusive on 3. That's a really big deal.
Hey! I think it's Reno now. So we can play Golden Monkey next turn.
I don't like that. This looks fun.
Yeah, I suppose. How many of these cards does he think are crucial? I think none of them, besides Reno. Maybe Defender of Argus just to block damage, but Golden Monkey does sort of the same thing. Ooh, the map.
Yeah, the map makes a pretty nice difference here. The Warrior might actually struggle to deal with a bunch of legendaries if they are actually good. That's like Terray's only hope here.
I think you just wait to, even if you draw your Golden Monkey as a warrior, you just wait to play it. So that way you can use all your removal. Because I think you already have card advantage.
I think you just Acolyte and get the Execute on the Molten after clearing the rest.
Yeah.
This is pretty straightforward play once again.
Yeah. He's debating on whether or not he... I think he's debating on whether or not he wants to just keep the Acolyte to turn it into a legendary. But he does need to find his monkey first, so it's sort of a balance. He might be thinking that he'll never get a better brawl.
Well, I think once you monkey, probably 2 or 3 turns later, you're going to have too many legendaries anyway. So I don't think holding off on the Acolyte really does anything.
Too many legendaries? Is there such a thing? That's absolutely the best outcome. Now you can hold on to his weapon charge.
Oh, he does play Jiraxxus.
Wow.
That makes things very interesting.
Yes, it does. That changes everything.
You got to play that. I mean, you try to stabilize on 17 last turn. How much HP do you have right now? 17.
Yeah. The thing is, Reno Jackson gets so much worse. Actually, no, it doesn't. I take that back. It's effectively the same. Because 30 health is almost exactly the same as 15. He gave it up?
Wow, Malorn is pretty good.
Pretty good? It's the best. As long as there's something to trade it in, you can never fatigue. Nat Piggle is the absolute worst card, though. Nat Piggle is almost unplayable. Oh, you can draw your Malorn.
Yeah. Way faster than before.
Yeah. Emperor Thorstein is okay. Lothip's okay, but 5/5s are not what you want to see.
Well, they're not bad right now. The last board clear that Brady has is the double revenge. And I'd imagine Teray, I mean, he's seen probably some of the other games. Oh, no, he hasn't. No, Brady has not played his warrior deck beforehand.
Yeah, this is the first time he's played it.
He might have no idea. That double revenge might just, like, absolutely wreck him.
2 Reno Jacksons?
That's pretty good. That is
I
pretty good.
think that Teray just wins. How can you get through? Especially he's not drawing his monkey. Oh, the thing is though, there's no removal left.
Who cares? Reno Jackson.
Who cares, Malorn?
Oh!
Who cares,
Yeah.
Aviano? What? Who cares about anything anymore? He's gonna take 10 damage, but again, who cares, Reno Jackson?
Yep.
Because this Malorn trades with the Grom. I don't think he's gonna pick up a removal. Golden Monkey would have been the best draw on his deck because it would have protected his
Yeah.
Grom. But it looks like Brady's on the I'm just gonna hit face plan. But I don't know if this plan's a good plan. How many cards does Trey have left? Just one?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Reno was highlighted.
He's out of cards, and it's a Gormont the Impaler, which is not a very good final legendary. So these cards have to finish the game. But it's Malorn. You're never out of cards.
Well,
All
Brady gets his own golden monkey. That's pretty good.
There we go. And the question here is, what's better, execute? Yeah, execute, I think. I think you use the execute.
No, I think you have to use revenge and execute. No, you can use slam and execute. Slam Aviana, attack, execute Lothab, play monkey. Oh, he doesn't want to draw. I think I would have wanted to draw. But okay. I guess Matt Lauren scares the pants out of you.
Alright.
It's Foe Reaper!
He looked mad about that outcome? Interesting. So he's got to play the value game here and start trading into the, what's his last legendary? Oh, that's not good. But it looks like he's just going to have enough damage. I don't know.
Does he?
Maybe
No,
going
doesn't.
face is better. Because, yeah, you need to get that damage in, because the damage is going to stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And positioning actually matters there.
Yeah.
It's really good position to just keep the Malorn in the middle. So that way the Malorn is always going to go back. Because you put the... actually, no. It doesn't... He can just attack the Reno next turn.
No, I think it's just important to attack the 5/5 here with the Reno.
Yeah.
That ensures that the 5/5 dies.
Yep. Is it going to be an up, though? Because he's also going to armor up every turn. So eventually, when they're both out of threats, it'll be...
Yeah, Teray's under a lot of pressure, but
Yeah.
he does fatigue less because of the Matlorn, which
Yeah,
is
but-
actually going to counterbalance the armor.
But the Malorn is eventually just going to not die, because eventually Brady is going to run out of stuff. And so will the
I
fatigue
think
damage
the
be enough?
Warrior- I think
Will
the
he be able to
Warriors-
push enough?
Warriors got this.
Yeah. Probably just play that. I mean, why not?
Mhm.
Like, what's he thinking about? Maybe he's just thinking about the trade first. It feels like you just, kill the Gormont to send the Malorn back.
Yep.
And then
Go
hit
with
face.
the 5.
Yeah.
Play
Maybe you
him.
don't. Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward here, actually. I think there's almost no considerations.
Yeah. This is nuts. Oh, it's the same animation as Swipe.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. Crip, I don't play enough Faux Reaper to know what the animation looks like.
Okay.
Sorry to say. But yeah, so Mord's not going to die, so he's going to keep taking fatigue damage. He's going to take another 3 damage next turn, plus the extra. Yeah,
there's
he's
just
going to
no
be
way.
dead. Yeah, going to take 3 damage plus... Ooh, yeah, he's going to have one more turn, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah. Oh, he can tap from Malorn. Oh, I can't. Not even dead.
Wait. Yeah, he's dead. It's going to take a couple turns, but he's going to be dead. And it looks like that means that Brady is going to take 3rd place. Not yet!
Just imagine that last Pagel was Reno Jackson. Again.
Would it
Number
have won?
30. Yeah, for sure.
I don't... Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. It's like 6 turns where you're taking like
He's
equal
3 fatigue ahead, though. And he's not gaining life, and the Warrior's gaining life. The armor's just negated, and he's ahead.
Wow,
So
what a
I think
crazy
the
game
Warlock
that
stole
was.
the one. Yeah, that was nuts.
You really think these are the evil guys, huh? These are the degenerates in your mind.
Yes.
All right, TJ. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the week. It was a pretty sweet series of games. Out of our quarterfinalists, Teray gets the worst of it, and Lead Paint gets the best of it.
Yeah, so that means Lead Paint moves on to the feature tournament. The next feature tournament takes place 2 weeks from now, on April 15th through 17th. So 2 weekends from now. Make sure you guys tune in. Got a lot of we have a couple of great players already qualified for it. VLPS winning the last Open, and now Lead Paint winning this Open. They'll go up against the 2 players with the highest amount of Geico points, which I believe is Muzzy and To Be Determined. And then they'll be joined by 4 invited players.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be really sick. But it was a fun day of games. Crip, you have any final words? Any big shout-outs that you'd like to give to...
Nope. It's just a cool thing that's still going, guys. I know, probably just watching the tournaments, if you've stuck around, you're probably interested what the tournament thing is about. You're probably interested about the Open thing. I do encourage you guys to try. I mean, it's not a big deal. Sign up for next week's. There's always ONOG Open tournaments running. Give you a shot. You know, it doesn't take too much to make it here. If you get really lucky, you know, you don't have to be the best player in the world at Hearthstone. So it's a very nice community thing, and I do encourage anyone who's sparked a little bit of interest to throw their coin in the bucket and see how well it lands.
Yeah, and it's a great thing. I participate in a lot too. It's good if you're an up-and-coming player trying to make a name for yourself and you live in the U.S., then make sure you head over to geico.onog.gg and sign up for the next Open. Also, in doing that, you'll enter in to win that sick Alienware PC, which I believe a giveaway for that PC is happening really, really soon. So make sure you guys head over and do that. But that's going to do it from us. We want to give another big shout out to Geico and Alienware, and of course, One Nation of Gamers for making it all possible. And of course, Video Game Voters Network. Make sure you guys get out there and vote if you're in the U.S. Sorry, Crip. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the feature tournament.
See you guys.